Hello children, welcome to English class. On that day we revised all the grammar part which is given in the unit 1. So today let's see some more exercises which we need to undergo it. So first we are going to see about it as of note taking. So here for what purpose we are taking the note? For example, to make it effective and to learn it very easier, so that we are taking this note taking. So here are the 5 steps we need to follow how to take a note taking. So first one is of you need to read a paragraph. For example, in a content you need to just read a paragraph. In particular paragraph you have to read it again and you have to ask question in yourself, that is of what is the main idea of that particular paragraph. And the next thing is of you need to write down the main idea in a box. So already you have written the main idea in a box. So related to it, you have to find the supporting details which is given in that content, that is of in that particular paragraph. So what you have to do, the last step is of you have to write the main idea. With that, along with that, you have to write the supporting details and you can learn it very easier. So these are the steps that you need to follow note taking. First one, you need to read the paragraph. Second one, again you have to read it and you have to find it out what is the main idea of the particular paragraph, and you have to write down the main idea of the particular paragraph in a box, and you have to find the supporting details related to the box which is given in the box, and you have to make it in a bullet method. And last step is you have to write the supporting details along with the box method which you have given. So this makes you to learn which is given in the particular paragraph. So here it was given to revise very easier, and if you make it shorter it will be very easy to learn and it makes your sentence very crisper, isn't it? So these are the methods you need to follow to write how to take a note taking. Then the next thing we are going to see is of how to find a main idea. So already we have seen this. So here we have to follow 3 steps. What are the steps is of? First one is of you need to look for the title and the first sentence and the last sentence. This is the step 1. So step 1 is of you need to find the title, and along with that you have to read the first sentence and the last sentence. So while you check it with the title and when you read the first sentence and the last sentence, you may get the main idea of that particular content. So with that, after finding the main idea, you have to find it out the supporting details which has been given in the content, and you have to make it as a bullet method. So the same thing we followed in the note taking, but something is different, that is of you have to read the title, the first sentence and the last sentence. That will be the first step 1. And step 2 is of you have to find it out the main idea from the title and the first sentence and last sentence, and regarding this you need to find the supporting details in the sentence. So this is how we have to find the main idea of the content given. Then the next thing we are going to see is of how to write a summary. So as we all know how to write a summary. For example, if an article given in a newspaper, so now it will be a long, for example, if it will be in a page. So if you want to summarize it, what you have to do, just you have to write the introduction. That is the main idea of that particular article, and you have to find it out some supporting details related to the topic, and it should have the conclusion. So these are the 3 steps you need to follow to write a summary, that is of with the introduction, body of the content and the conclusion. So these 3 makes you to read it very clearly and to summarize it and to explain very well. So for these purpose we are using these methods to write the summary. Then the next thing we are going to learn about how to make a procedural writing. So as we all know how to make a procedural writing, so for what purpose, so what purpose you are going to do, so you'll be mentioning, and what are the materials required, you'll be taking out notes, and then you'll be asking the steps that we need to follow, that you will be asking from your parents, isn't it? So this is the procedure. First you will make it out, that is of what you are going to do and what are the materials you are going to collect, and how you are going to follow that particular thing. So here it's an example given that to make 2 cups of tea and with the materials required and the steps. So this you will be asking from your parents, isn't it? Then the thing how you have to write it off, you have to give a title for it. How to make 2 cups of tea. Then you have to give a short intro for that particular related topic. Then you will be writing materials needed, that is of that with the measurement you will be writing what are the things needed, and you will be writing these directions like first, then, while, next, after that, finally. So you'll be writing these directions along with these sequence order, isn't it? First, then, while, next, after that, finally. So in the previous class I have explained about it, isn't it? And you have to conclude that particular procedural writing. So what are the things you need to follow? So if you're making this procedural writing, just write what is the purpose and materials required, and just follow the steps. So after that you can make the procedural writing with the topic, that is of title, and with the introduction, that to make it crispier. Then the materials needed with the measurement, and you can make the directions with the sequence order like first, then, while, next, like that, and you can give the conclusion for them. This is the follow-up work for the procedural writing. And another thing is of the children who have posted the procedural writing, I told you to write this. So what you have done is you have done only this part, but you have to follow this part. With that, along with that, you can write the procedural writing. So what are the things you need to follow while you are writing the procedural writing? It should have the title, introduction, materials needed, direction should be written with the sequence order, and it should have the conclusion for it. So this is the thing you need to find the procedural writing, isn't it? Then the next thing we are going to know is about presentation, how to present in the classroom. So how will you present in the classroom? So here we can see that what are the procedure to follow the presentation is. So first you have to prepare the chart, isn't it? Then what you have to do, you have to, as soon as when you come front to present your presentation, you need to have a eye contact. Before that, you need to greet them. Then you have to have the eye contact from all the audience, and you should not be very erect. You have to move here and there, and you should not dependent on the chart. You have to turn over here and there, and the chart whichever you have prepared should be clear enough. The vision which the students or whoever else is watching should be the vision. The thing which you have made in the presentation should be clear, isn't it? And the way of speaking, so the voice modulation should be changed, and definite sentence, some sentence must be told louder so that the audience may get into it. And the pronunciation, the important part is of the pronunciation which you are going to present. Before that, you have to check all the pronunciation before that. Then you should have the conclusion. So all these things you need to follow while you are doing a presentation. The first thing is of the clarity of your chart should be clear. Second thing, you need to greet them. Third thing, you have to follow all the audience, that you have to have the eye contact, and the presentation which you are giving should be in a clear view. And the next thing you need to follow is of the gestures, the body's gestures. You have to move here and there. You should not stood, or you should not depend on the chart alone. And the next thing is of the voice modulation, the body's gestures, and the pronunciations, and it should end with the conclusion. So these are the things you need to follow how to give a presentation in the classroom. Then here is then another example, that is of the strategy to find the meanings of new words. So here we will follow the LUPRC steps, isn't it? So first is of the first L for clues is of, it comes under definition, synonym, antonym, example, inference. So definition means the particular word, it was explained or defined in that particular sentence itself. So from that, we'll come to know what is the definition about that particular word. Synonym means in that And for example, if unfamiliar word has been given, means in that particular sentence it has been explained with some other sentence. Okay. Then antonym means the opposite word will be given that to understand what was the particular unfamiliar word. An example to understand, for example, in social, we learnt biotic and abiotic, right? They have given some examples down. So due to that, when you check that examples, we come to know what you mean by biotic and abiotic. Then inference means the definite clues will be given to guess the meaning of that particular word. So these are the things, how to find the clues is of by definition, by synonym, by antonym, an example, and with the inference. And the next thing is of you have to understand the particular word. So we doesn't know what the particular word is of. To understand the word, what you have to do, you have to read the sentence again and again, okay? And you have to think what kind of word it is. Then you have to predict, oh, this meaning, this particular word meaning is this. Now you have predicted that. So after predicted, what you have to do, you have to check it. How will you check? You will read the sentence whether your predicted meaning was correct or not. So just you will be reading twice or thrice. So after this, what you will do, just take out your dictionary and check whether your predicted meaning is correct. Did you get me? So these are the 5 steps, that is of LUPRC steps should be followed to find the meaning of new words. So these are the things we are going to learn with this. Along with this, we are going to just learn about the antonym. So today's homework is of, you can see some words here, right? Ambiguous, abundant, bland, erratic, voluntary, dainty, feeble, outskirts, chest, and absence, visible, sour, optimist, merry, inferior, right? So what you have to do is, you have to just find the meaning for that. First, you have to find the meaning. So what you have to do, write the question, take the dictionary, you have to find the meanings for all these words. After that, you can learn the opposites for this particular word, because without knowing the meaning for this particular word, how can you learn the antonym? You can't learn the opposites, right? So first, just know the meaning for these words, then you can learn the opposite words for the particular words. So this is today's homework. Along with that, kindly revise all the unit 1. So I'll post everything which is revised today. I'll make it as a note and I'll just pass it through the Google Classroom. Go through it and learn, and I hope that you already learnt all the adjectives, adverbs, parts of speech, and pronouns and adjectives and possessive nouns, and we learnt about the singular and plural nouns and all, isn't it? So the test will be conducted on Friday. So I'll post all the bookwork and the answer key for all the things. So just refer to it and learn it. Thank you, dear children.